Hello, beautiful person watching this. I am so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 Silent Run. On this channel, I put my recorded wins with some commentary and general discussion about this beautiful game that we play. So, first run of the day here, queued up, and very interested in winning. So, you'll notice if you're a regular viewer, this is pretty significantly longer than I normally take in a run. And this is the real deal there, was just thinking a bit more than usual. So choose a card there was the least offensive. Probably boss swap is better, but a lot of variance, and I wasn't interested in that today. So I take the choose a card there, and sadly only a quick slash. Other cards were even worse. Quick slash, notably, seems like it could be pretty good. Ironclad has the pommel strike to compare with it, but different character, and 8 damage is less than 9, and the upgrade does not make it draw more cards like Pommel Strike does. Just ends up being the case that Silent really likes to draw with skills. But it's a fine early card, of course. And Flying Knee versus a Dagger Throw. Could have considered Flying Knee, to be honest, with already a Quick Slash. But Dagger Throw is pretty good. Turns on discard synergies. Does more damage. Every number counts when Gremlin Knob is lurking. And I decide with this, don't need to take the 1 there. Should be able to get enough damage. Or at the very worst, take 1 later if I have to. And a Crippling Cloud is here. A very good early card, applying 2 debuffs. Great against artifacts, great against multiple enemies, and it's a really good upgrade. 7 poison. Let me get the shrine here. 275 gold is a lot, but not coming up to a shop anytime soon. Not interested in holding on to a regret for that long. Take the 50 gold instead. Should have played Quick Slash first. Could have drawn Survivor. That's a mistake. Or Neutralize, in fact. But that wouldn't have mattered because the energy is 0. Just Survivor. Bottom card anyway. Never punished. And Acro is here. Pretty early, but great card, and hoping just that we can take it. Bane is also here, I considered. Reflex will be good later, but you gotta have more reliable ways to turn on and more energy for the card draw. So probably just take the Acro and kind of hope, I'd say. Much consideration though, it seems. And that's what I'm talking about. Definitely taking my time here. Can you believe that this is the same player from the other runs? Probably yes, because of how often I'm clicking my deck. It's something with pattern recognition. You know, see the cards in your deck, and the more times you look at the choices, the more it all kind of marinates. That's how I feel anyway. The difference between when I'm not clicking my deck and when I am is absolutely massive. If you're not considering what's already in your deck as heavily as I am when you're deciding on a card, you should probably reconsider. I think it's pretty important. I can play Quick Slash, double defend, and always draw 3 strikes next turn. This is why you check your draw pile. It's 18 damage right there, every single time. And just double defend instead of playing Crippling Cloud or something like that. And Blade Dance here, very solid early damage card. Upgrade Crippling Cloud, probably. And I have a power potion, so should be okay against the elite here. Found a Gremlin Knob. Luckily, drawing Crippling Cloud on turn 1 would have been fine to draw it later too, because it applies Weaken, so the downside of it being a skill is not as significant. But Definitely still better to play on turn 1, of course. Also makes the poison do more total damage. The 1,000 Cut's definitely the right choice there over something like a Fumes. Fumes probably only dealing 4 damage here, maybe 6, but a lot less than 1,000 Cuts anyway. And very sadly, a little bit short here it seems. Only 1 energy left, so Strike would get it to 2 health, it looks like. Or 1 health? No, 2 health, indeed. So play Survivor instead. A little bit spooky, but it's all good. They get an old coin for 300 big ones. And offered another Blade Dance or another Acro. Definitely second Blade Dance is fine. Can't get Gremlin Knob anymore, so the skills are pretty good. And this sort of fight is why you love that fast 12 damage for sure. Luckily not getting attacked by the right one there. Could have attacked us again, would have been a bummer. Would have taken 4. But pretty good fight there. And Alchemize is here. Definitely pretty good. Gonna take that. Captain's Wheel giving us 18 block on turn 3. Excellent. And now we are now 1/3 of a boat, also very important. I rest before the elite. Kind of scared with no potions, but still want to take the elite. So break the artifact so we can apply the 7 poison and attack the one with the lowest health, just to make sure we can kill it as fast as possible. Unless you feel like mathing out exactly how much damage you can do, that's generally a good idea. Alchemize first round, huge hitter there at Ghost in a Jar, giving us 1 intangible. Worth considering saving for the entire run because of how strong it is. But with an Alchemize, that's a bit unlikely, I would say. Ooh, ooh, and we're 1 off. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Disgusting. Survivor was in there, it turns out. Could have taken 8 less there very easily. Instead, we are very sad. So, looking a bit sus here. If you could bet on a win right here without knowing that the run was already going to win, how much confidence would you have? It's nothing special yet. An Incense Burner is here. Every 6 turns, we gain 1 intangible, reducing all damage we take to 1 for that turn. Pretty good. And I take an accuracy as well. Definitely really good with our 2 Blade Dances. Going to make them deal 8 damage each or 10 damage each upgraded. And we also have Entropic Brew giving us some potions. That's actually a little bit awkward because we don't want to get rid of this Ghost in a Jar. It's too powerful. Like really discarding a potion to make more potions with Entropic Brew, that seems insane. So just drink the Entropic Brew, see what it is. Actually, it's a draw potion, which is pretty good here. Finds accuracy. And we can still alchemize and split comfortably. And the next turn, if we get attacked, we have the Captain's Wheel. But they don't attack us. Actually pretty sad. And interested on putting Incense Burner on 4 or 5, generally speaking, depending on the fight. I remember this was a Thinker. I forgot exactly what the card awards are already, but this was a Thinker for sure. Okay, so Deadly Poison. I was thinking I already have this Crippling Cloud. It could be pretty good to have this weird like hybrid thing where I'm doing some shiv damage and some poison damage depending on the enemy, but probably not necessary. So just take the gamble, of course. And I will never get a curse in my life. Doubters. Get the relic, of course. And so Wing Boots. So up to 3 times of our choice, we may divert from our path and skip to wherever we like on the map, as long as it's the next floor. And that can be pretty interesting. Definitely a powerful effect. It doesn't do anything on its own, but it allows you to take perhaps more high value paths that are maybe requiring your deck to be a bit stronger than normal. 5 elite paths or something like this. Definitely pretty cool. And now we're against this enemy and we have Burner on 0. And we would like to have it on some number going into Hexaghost. We're actually below 12 health, which is important. The first hit won't do that much damage to us. I'll explain that more in a moment. But it means that Burner being on 4, which isn't what you normally want, is actually bad here. So we would actually want it to be on the number that would mean that the next big hits, like however many turns later, is going to be reduced to 1, but I actually don't know that number, it turns out. I believe it ends up being 3, so 2 is wrong here. But the Hexaghost first hit is calculated, does 1 times 6 damage, and then an additional 1 times 6 for each 12 current health that you have. And because we're at 9, it will deal 1 times 6. And if we can find some weaken, like Crippling Cloud, it'll actually do 0 times 6. Doesn't do anything. How pathetic. And with accuracy and a little bit of poison here, should be totally fine. So I see double blade ends in there. I backflip to try to find one of them. I actually hit 2, which is a little bit sad. It means I'll missing out on a blade dance play there, basically. But at least we get to reshuffle with the blade, both blade dances in there anyway. Not too bad. Definitely interested in finding a Well-Laid Plans, something like that. Well-Laid Plan's a great card. Take 1 to do 6. Gotta make sure we kill this thing fast enough. I see I have triple defend coming up, so I quick slash there and acro as well, but then I realized that that's like all my defense, and I even hit survivor on the reshuffle, which I wasn't planning for, so it's like all my block cards. Definitely should have reconsidered this. I think this was all stupid. Didn't need to get rid of those defense with the 9x2 coming up here. So I do in fact Ghost in the Jar. I would call that a blunder, to be honest. Definitely more than a mistake. No reason to do that. It seemed reasonable, like, yeah, I want to kill it next turn or whatever, but I needed those defends, as it turns out. Those drawing the survivor was just the universe telling me that I messed up horribly. But made it through. We do have Alchemize, so we'll be able to get more potions anyway. It's gonna be fine. Hopefully. And Wraith Form is here. Definitely better than the other options, it looks like. And not convinced that I can click on Coffee Dripper here. Would love to, of course. And then I considered Wristblade for a moment. But then I'm like, what am I, insane? There's a Pandora's box here. So take that instead. And that's a Pandora's box. Had to really let this one sink in here. There's no block cards except Escape Plan in this. But there is 2 Fumes, a Storm of Steel to go with our accuracy, a Terror to go with our shivs as well, and then Gamble is in there as well. All pretty good cards. We did find a Bane and a Poison Stab, so better than Strikes, but still unexciting cards. And so we are insanely greedy here. We have no block, we have really good cards, but only 3 energy for real. And 684 gold, and we need a Wraith Form upgrade. So my plan is dodge all hallway fights until I visited this shop, possibly both shops, and go to every question mark until we're at this campfire, upgrade Wraith Form, and hope that it carries us. Should be pretty good. And did put Burner on a good number, it seems. And by the way, yes, it was true that 3 is the right number to have Incense Burner on going into Hexaghost if you want the second big 6x6 hit to get blocked for you. interested in playing Alchemize. And I made sure to draw there because Alchemize is going to put a daze into my pile, and I really want to reshuffle. I have Acro anyway, but want to draw as few dazes as possible. Chosen can be rather spooky. And with accuracy in play, the Storm of Steel is actually going to kill it here. Pretty incredible. And now Reflexes here. I have 2 gambles, I believe. That's pretty good. We do find the Cursed Tome as well. Unfortunately, Necronomicon not really doing anything for me here. That's a lot of damage. I'm already pretty weak, so gotta skip that. And a fascinating store here. We have a Concentrate Plus here, and that's energy. And it goes with the Reflex we just took, and some more discard synergy stuff. There's also another Acro, which is probably getting clicked alongside that Concentrate. And there is also Toolbox here. Definitely a pretty good relic, making your turn 1 better. So I buy those 3. And card remove, it seems. But then I'm looking at my cards and I'm like, wait, what do I even get rid of here? Like, there's really no bad card here. I think Bane or Poison Stab or Quick Slash are the worst. But we did just take Concentrate, so Quick Slash got a bit better. And I do remove a Bane, it seems. I think after removing Bane, it becomes a lot more complicated what to actually click on. And there is another store coming up, so I have to consider that. But there's obviously a Footwork here, which seems really insane, right? And I was... Of course, immediately I'm thinking, okay, all I have is like Backflip Survivor, and that's it. Escape Plan, and that's it. But then I realized that I have this Panacea here, which can block the debuff of the Wraith form, which prevents getting Dex minused. So then maybe the Footwork is good, because I can just add more block cards later, block with those and Footwork, and then Wraith form is just free, basically. But then it's like, does the Panacea thing always line up? And is it too weak right now to take Footwork when I don't even have the block cards yet? Maybe it's just a slimed in my deck, essentially. And do I even need it if I have the Wraith form plus, which I'm about to have? So probably just Panacea then is the one. And don't need to take Footwork. And that's very complicated. Also, there's another shop which I may be interested in going to. So not spending the 70 on a Footwork is pretty good. And we get the bandits here. Dramatic Entrance looks pretty good against these guys. So we did draw Accuracy, Blade Dance on turn 1, so one of them dies. Very good. And can even Panacea the Dex down from Bear there. Very cool. And you even get Fumes in play. So a very good turn. Despite having Ascender's Bane and Concentrate in my hand, this was still a good turn. Actually, kind of wild. And now we do have Accuracy in play, so Storm of Steel will kill one. But I only need 3 Shivs to kill one, if it's Romeo, which it should be. So I can play another card on Bear first. Play a Terror on it for next turn. Play 3 Shivs. And then I take 10, unfortunately, but I do have Captain's Seal for this turn. And if I can kill it right now, I can get out with Burner on 5. And I also want to Alchemize, perhaps. I think Upgrade Pod is good enough to keep, it seems. It is pretty good here. It hit Wraith form. Or whatever. And Blade Dance Plus definitely looks pretty good with our accuracy and terror that we have. So we're doing this weird thing. We have some fast damage with the accuracy Blade Dance, then we have some scaling with the Fumes. Seems good. And Dolly's Mirror is here. Very sadly, one floor before upgrading Wraith form. If only the order was a little bit different here. But yeah, I'm going to click on Dolly's Mirror, and I'm going to make another Wraith form. For sure. Already have a Welly plans, so don't need to buy it. And there's also a Catalyst here, and that could be some good damage. We do have a Bouncing Flask now and 2 Fumes. So a nice way to kill bosses, perhaps. So yet again, I look at the card move screen and I'm like, man, these cards are actually pretty good. The Storm of Steel Reflex is actually real as well. Just every card looks at least fine. Like, not worth spending gold to get rid of levels of good. If I could get rid of some for free, I would. But that's a lot of gold. So probably end up just buying Catalyst. Seems good. And then definitely going to go right after the campfire. Take 3 elites. Hopefully strong enough with 2 Wraith forms. Catalyst will help close out the fights in a comfortable amount of time. Slavers is definitely spooky. Take Flash Steel, it's essentially a free card. And for no other reason. I'd have considered Upgrade Potion right here, to be honest. So, didn't upgrade Concentrate, have to decide on 3 cards to get rid of here. Definitely want to play Wally Plans. Probably want to keep Gamble after the backflip. And I find Acro, which is pretty good. So I may Acro and then Upgrade Potion. Definitely taking this fight very seriously, of course. Just had to find Wraith form. And should be fine. Even get to upgrade the Wally Plans, which is really nice. So I already have the buffer from Incense Burner, or Intangible rather. So don't need to play Wraith form quite yet. I can Wally Plan save for next turn. And even get to kill one. My god, that's a lot of damage. And I foolishly play Storm of Steel here. I actually should have just played Wraith form and pass, but I don't have enough energy. Also, a big dumb mistake. It's more fine. You can just Storm of Steel and kill one. But yeah, very silly. Take 9 for no real good reason. But 9 from Slavers is pretty tame overall, all things considered. And now I'm interested in getting Incense Burn on the right number again, so I can actually chill a bit. Take 1, charge it by 1 number, absolutely. Now I have to get out. If I want it to be on 4. I think I do want it to be on 4. Against Gremlin Leader in particular. Can't really... It can attack you on turn 1, but more likely turn 2. And you can kind of force it to attack you on turn 2 if it doesn't attack you on turn 1 by not killing the minions. So, pretty interesting. Expertise was a consideration here with a Concentrate in my deck. But already feeling pretty heavy on the card draw and not really on the energy, so more interested in finding like a Tactician or something like this now. Offered Bites with no strikes in my deck? Absolutely not. Disgusting. And a Whetstone to upgrade 2 cards. Also, I did mention I found a Bird Face turn, giving us 2 health whenever we use a power. That's really, really good. Great sustainer like. And we get Apotheosis against Gremlin Leader here. Nice. So notably, you really don't want to let Fat Gremlin hit you. Fat Gremlin applies on high Ascension anyway, frail and weaken to you with each hit. It's absolutely brutal. And so very important to kill the Fat Gremlin here. I did already say that I perhaps want them to stay alive because it would mean Gremlin Leader would attack me when I have Burner on 6, so I have Intangible. But I would rather just waste the Intangible and kill that thing. For better or for worse. I'm gonna play Panacea Wraith form. I don't have volley plans in place, so this is actually a little bit spooky. But I have so much gamble in there, should be able to hopefully get there. I can just acro right now to dig. And I'm really, really interested in drawing well-laid plans right now. I am digging for well-laid plans, exactly well-laid plans. And it's pretty important, but I also don't want to have to gamble into it because then Wraith Form goes away. But then there's another Wraith Form in there, so it's probably fine. But I do keep digging, I find well-laid plans anyway. And I can keep, I can also concentrate on 2 cards, then play Crippling Cloud. But maybe I want to save Crippling Cloud for next turn to play after she makes more minions. Much to consider here. Should probably keep, oh yeah, don't even keep Wraith Form. I'm planning on drawing the other Wraith Form. So that way I can keep Concentrate and Crippling Cloud. We're going to have to concentrate 2 cards and then gamble and hope that I hit it. Or not. I do it this way. I know I'm going to draw Reflex, another gamble, so I just keep going. And I don't need to play Wraith Form here. I just need to find it soon, so it's totally fine. Because I have 18 block from the Captain's Wheel, my god. And I can retain the Wraith Form. So, past me using his noggin. Definitely seems good. We're not too worried about the dexterity going away here. We have a Catalyst Plus in our deck to eventually kill it pretty quickly. I draw first, knowing I'm going to concentrate. Getting rid of the 0-cost cards is interesting. It's like the other cards are just better, but should have kept neutralized because I can't play all these cards. Survivor goes probably. Maybe Backflip. Yeah. Or Blade Dance. But I wanted to keep accuracy Blade Dance for next turn. To actually do damage. I get out. Burner on 3. Could have actually waited for that, of course. And find a Molten Egg. From now on, all attacks we add to our deck will be upgraded. And I knew that in this act I didn't have the Burning Elite going, so I wanted to make sure I keep my Wing Boots charges for next act just in case there's an awkward path involving the Burning Elite. And we find Thwack! A very exciting event and also pretty deadly, so I have to be careful here. Find a Corpse Explosion, that's pretty good. Now when one of them dies, both of them will die. Most of the time. Should have hit the left one, actually. The little bit of damage it dealt might actually matter with Corpse Explosion. Good Secret Technique for Concentrate, but I still can't play Wraith Form. But I could do it and then Accuracy Storm of Steel, kill one of them. It might be the best thing here if I'm not blocking otherwise. I actually can't kill one of them. Oops, I'm one off. I remember this being bad. So yeah, that's a bit awkward, but it's all good. And Burner's on 5, that's actually not great either. Against this fight, Gremlin Knob is involved, so it never hits you on turn 1. Being on 3 there would have been the best, in fact, but that's a bit ambitious. And Nature, of course, going to do more damage than Dramatic Entrance. Just one Crippling Cloud will do 10 damage. And we have Fumes in our deck and whatnot. But generally speaking, you want to kill a Knob, of course he gets out of hand pretty quickly. Very scary. Ooh, drew the Welly plans, that's pretty good. Already have a Fumes in play. This fight's short enough that we can probably wait around for, or we probably don't want to wait around for the second Fumes to start doing its thing. Just having the sadistic nature going off is probably good enough. No Wraith form here. Gonna take a bit more damage. And considering what to play here, could play Catalyst, but that gives him a bit of strength. Could play Blade Dance, also gives him a bit of strength. But we don't have accuracy in play. Poison Stab seems fine, but Dagger Throw consideration as well. We're all fine. Probably Poison Stab in hindsight is the best here. It's the same as Poison Stab, essentially. Is that right? No, it does more damage next turn too, the Catalyst. So maybe not, in fact. And I'm gonna use Alchemize, so I use a potion. Captain's Wheel doing its best here. Sadly, the wrong turn to make block for me. We find a Peace Pipe, allowing us to remove cards at rest sites, and also a Horn Cleat, giving us 14 block on turn 2, and making us 2/3 of a boat. Very exciting. Infinite Blades Plus is there. That's not very good, unfortunately. It's going to always start in our opening hand, which is actually bad. We don't want to do that. That's one less card draw towards our Wraith Form and Well-Laid plans. And I nearly upgraded Concentrate here. I think the energy is really, really important. But I also think that the Well-Laid plans is really important, so I take that instead. And we do find a Panic button to go along our Panacea. So that'll prevent the you can't gain strength for the next 2 turns thing. Very cool. Not sure if that's going to actually matter. Depends on if we find Wraith Form or not. And we have an interesting potion combo here. If we play the Artifact Potion and then play the Dexterity Potion, or the Speed Potion, we'll actually gain permanent 5 Dexterity that fight. Which still isn't very good with the cards we have in our deck. We're kind of just blocking with Wraith Forms. But, could be interesting. And of course, the Artifact Potion can just block the Wraith Form debuff, which is good. 4-1 for Concentrate upgrade, by the way. Have to keep those cards, it seems. I consider getting rid of Well-Laid plans instead. Definitely interesting. But yeah, are interested in keeping the Artifact Potion around for quite some time. Can be very good in a heart fight, allowing us to continue to block a little bit even after we play Wraith Form, which can be useful for getting rid of the Beat of Death damage. And of course, more pressing here to play another card anyway. Don't have accuracy in play, sadly, so the shiz are not cooking here. And the right one will die next turn. Just let it die to poison. Probably didn't need to think so hard here, but as you can see, I'm very interested in winning here. Considering just gambling this whole hand, try to find accuracy. But there's all of my Shiv cards right there, so that's a bit awkward. I do in fact gamble the whole hand. And continue digging even? Nope. Play Dance Plus this time. There's accuracy. Finally got there. Never played Crippling Cloud, that's a bit of a shame. Definitely lacking some damage because of that. Could even just gamble into it right now. Or try to. Maybe Fumes to gain 2 health and then gamble. Or Bouncing Flask, yep. Definitely could use a little bit more damage. Want to make sure we get out soon, of course. And keep gamble, of course. Might want to try to draw the Wraith form again. Or something like that. Yet again, Alchemize probably not cooking here. Take a little bit of damage, it seems. Oh, it's actually exact lethal, wow. Because I drew the accuracy after all. So a good line, actually, it turns out. Wow. And find a Toy Ornithopter. Giving us 5 health back whenever we use a potion. Definitely pretty good. Also, kind of rewards us for not using a potion there, arguably. We're probably not able to play Alchemize a little bit too slow in that fight. It is pretty complicated. When you have a gamble in your hand, like what do you play first, if anything, with only 3 energy? And also, every card is a resource as well, when another gamble could draw you more, and Concentrate needs to discard cards. So there's Wally plans and a Wraith form. Definitely interested in playing a Wraith form here. Can probably even pass on the Wally plans, even though it's a bit sad. Just interested in not taking damage here. Maybe hard to kill them. That dagger throw should have gone at the right one. Definitely no way to kill the left one here. So, big mistake there. Possibly. Some chance that we can't kill the right one. I had 2 Wally plans there. Could have saved both of those cards. Quick Stab could have mattered. And with a lot of Blade Ends in here, could be really good. With his accuracy in our hand, can probably get there actually. And there's Storm of Steel as well. Should be fine. I draw instead. I don't know if it's enough. Storm of Steel by itself. Would have been 40? I think it was 1 off. But got to play Terror as well there. So it worked out. And not interested in removing. Our cards are pretty good. And we have really, really good upgrades. Wraith Form and Concentrate are both really good. And Catalyst, obviously, next. Either Gamble would be great, Reflex would be good. Outmaneuver. I mean, Concentrate, rather. And Concentrate is indeed what I upgrade. So we've got the Bronze Automaton with 2 more artifact charges to go through. Gonna want to get through those so we can eventually do some big damage. And we do have an Envenom, very exciting. So hopefully can play some shivs, do a bunch of poison, and then Catalyst. We're gonna have the very good boat relics here, blocking for us on turn 2 and 3. Anchor haters love this fight. But can Crippling Cloud just for the weaken here on Automaton. Could also play Wraithform, but I'd like to play Wraithform as late as possible, of course. And I wait on the fumes. Get the event and play while I can, of course. That's a good power. Has a lot of damage. Probably going to play Wraithform here. And see a Wraithform. And then when we get our Incense Burner next turn, it'll just stack with our current intangible, so we'll have 3 yet again. And now I'm perhaps not as interested in the Speed Potion, I think. Maybe time to get rid of that. I can actually play this Alchemize here. Maybe later, though. Maybe later, indeed. Just gonna aim stuff at Bronze Automaton here. Get out of the fight in a timely manner. And I'm interested in putting Burner on 4 or 5 yet again. So perhaps want to time that right. Maybe I just go for it though. Looks like I do just go for it. With a Burner on 2. Did I finally decide to play? Nope. Just kill it. So yeah, keeping the Speed Potion around, it seems. It's really not very good here. I don't have much way to actually gain block with cards. So I should have considered alchemizing for sure. But it's alright. And take a burst. Looks pretty good here. We have a Catalyst in our deck and whatnot. I believe there's a Runic Dome here, which I take. With Wraith Forms, it's not as important to know the enemy intents other than exactly Writhing Mass, who may curse you if you don't see its intent. So take the energy. We are pretty desperate for energy, of course. Definitely gonna click on that. And gotta go to the Burning Elite here. We do have the Wing Boots, but the beginning path here doesn't look particularly amazing anyway. Could have gone left, I suppose, at first. I mean, gone right and then jumped over. Check their intents real quick. Oh yeah, I can't. Okay, cool. And Burner on the wrong number is very sad, of course. Can't know if we need to play the Wraith Form here or not. There's some chance we don't get attacked, I believe. Maybe Exploder always attacks. But play the Wraith Form and now the Exploder. It's going to do 1 damage. Poor guy. Takes me a moment to remember that Exploder is exploding. It do be doing that. I would like to get out with Burner on 4, so play that Bouncing Flask should line up pretty nicely. And could actually be hitting us here. Don't have any of the thing, so a little bit sus here actually. Could take 9, I believe, but it buffs. Some trash commons. Gonna skip those. I began thinking about the wing boots a bit more here, but that second question mark is where the shop is, and I want to go to that shop. So I'd only be jumping across for one question mark. And I can't do it right now anyway, so just take this hallway fight and then see what happens. Got a Wraith Form in play. Should be fine. They all blocked anyway. They're all blocking, so sadly our Blade Dance not really doing anything here. Would love to shiv one of them each. No Well-Laid plan, sadly. Those cards are going away. Can kill right now. Could also wait a turn for Incense Burner. Do I realize it? Looks like I do. 4 is a good number. Better than 3 in most cases. Closer to being active, of course. And here's where I consider going to a question mark. And looking at the rest of the path, like, am I going to want to jump again? The latter half of the act on the left side looks great. Elite, question mark, elite. With a possible Mind Bloom involved. I think we really want to click Upgrade All and you can't heal anymore. That would be really insane for this deck. So interested in finding that at a question mark. And other than that, there is that one elite right after the middle elite on the left side. You can jump over to on the right. But not that important, I suppose. But I think if I was going to go back, I would not use Wing Boots here. It actually does get a duplicate, so very lucky. Ends up being good, but that doesn't mean it was correct. Just because something works out that had some amount of variance doesn't mean it was right to do so. That's called results-oriented thinking. That very easily could have been a different event and would have been a very different outcome. Now we do take our shop, after all. Consider removing a card again. Quick Slash can go now, it seems. But it's a lot of gold to remove a Quick Slash. Poison Stab goes instead. As probably have enough poison now, and would prefer to have the card that draws with our 4th energy now. And Medkit is here, definitely considered that. I looks like I'm taking it, in fact. And another Acro is here. So against like the Nemesis, for example, and make sure we don't keep drawing burns. Just a fine relic. Not particularly exciting here, but I have a lot of respect for it. And there's our Wraith form. Gonna be playing that. Could be getting hit for like 51 or whatever here, if memory serves. Draw towards Crippling Cloud. Get our fumes in play. Definitely pretty good. Consider playing another Wraith form here. We don't have Welly planned, so we can just rip it, sure. But probably go backflip into draw 2 cards into Concentrate. I do, in fact, play that. No way to lose if you just play the Wraith forms. And any chip damage we take can just go up with the bird-faced urn. And yeah, just to mention it now, I think it's very silly that I wasn't fishing for another potion in place of the speed potion. Could have been a Wraith, Ghost in a Jar or whatever. I finally decided to get rid of it, it seems. So, yeah. I'm probably not going to be doing the thing with 3 Wraith forms in my deck. The speed potion artifact thing. Especially when I don't even have any block cards. So, just try to find a better potion. Duplication potion would be really insane, as you can duplicate a Wraith form. And we missed a lot of chances at that. So if you are doing the alchemized thing, definitely consider that. If you want to see as many potions as possible, make it more likely to find the good ones that'll lock in for the heart fight. There's another example of a place I could have jumped over for an elite that I didn't. So I think, yeah. I happen to duplicate Wraith form, which is probably better than an elite, but it certainly wasn't the case that it would always be better to jump to that question mark. Don't get it twisted. It's a great draw. Concentrate in Wally plans. Nemesis shouldn't be too bad. The regen's not going to matter. We're going to apply Catalyst to it. These Wraith forms are extremely well laid. Lucky them. I once again probably discard Snecopot. Find a Strength Pot, which can do the same thing as the Speed Potion. You can get rid of the Strength minus debuff with the Panacea, or the Artifact Pot. But still not particularly important here. Though better than the Speed Potion here, to be sure. You do have the Blade Dances to interact with that. And you know, it's times like this you realize you have no intangible stacks. So I actually took damage there when I really should not have. Very silly. Of course, we can just heal it up. We're totally fine. Probably should even use the Flex Pot in case we get a potion. We didn't there. And another Concentrate is here. That seems pretty good. Another Reflex is also here. And Prepared Plus was there. All pickable. Secret Technique to find a skill. Essentially a Seek. Actually a great card. And so on turn 1, you can never get cursed if you don't attack it. It can never be cursing you as its first intent of the fight. But after that, it can definitely be cursing you. And you gotta watch out. So very interested in finding Wraith form, considering Concentrate before Calculated Gamble. Considering Fumes or Venom before Gamble, or Bouncing Flask. Definitely need to kill this thing, because the more turns it has, the worse. Can get cursed more often. We're going to not neutralize there. It could change its intent, which could cause it to curse us on turn 1. And now it could be cursing us, or not. We have no idea. So we can just attack it as much as we want. It's essentially the same. Kind of. There's some weird math stuff, and we do get Parasite after all, very sad. And that's actually very early, unfortunately. Could get another one. But that turn, because it just cursed me, it couldn't be then cursing me again as its first intent, so you, again, don't attack it if you just got cursed. And now it's going to be cursing us again. Just have to pray that it's not. And now it should die in 2 turns, so just chill, play powers because they gain us health, and hope that it doesn't curse. And we're out. Very good. And Burner's on 4. Very good. So, make it out. Full health. Did get a curse, sadly, but it's okay. Speed Potion probably better than Flex Potion. Should definitely click that. Still missing the blue key. Gonna take it over the Specimen there. And we get a surprise shop. And there's a Nightmare on sale here, so we can just afford it. And that's going to be really good with our Nightmares, our Wraith Forms, and our Catalysts, allowing us to wait to comfortably close out all the fights in the game, so that's a pretty good floor as well. And I take Impatience. I have so few attacks, I'm pretty confident I can actually play that for draw, and I can. And so here, can actually discard this Reflex, of course, gain some energy. And I can actually play Accuracy, Crippling Cloud, and then Shiv each minion twice. Pretty good turn. And considered gambling my whole hand here, looking for the well-laid plans. Could draw a Wraith form, of course, and I do. That's always a bit sad, but we've got more. And we're looking for well-laid plans. Also have the Incense Burner on the right number here, so could block quite a bit here. And I am aware that I'm not taking damage this turn. Just draw some cards. Yeah, not upgrading the Alchemize has just been very slow. I think it was right to not upgrade the Alchemize, but spending the 1 on it right now sucks a lot. Unfortunately. Flexpot's fine as well. Decent in the Act 4 Elite fight. You may find a good potion in the Act 4 shop as well, sometimes. And I know that I don't have to play Wraithform right now, but it's better energy efficiency. And also maybe more poison can be on the Reptomancer later. And I also have Nightmare now, which I can use on the Catalyst. So I apologize, I sit here for a moment trying to work out how to make a big number, but there's no need to do that. Nightmare the Catalyst, play the Catalyst, keep Burst. Next turn, play Burst, Catalyst, 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 and we win. One of them doubled, of course. That's 4 Catalysts. Next turn. No need to even think here. But I was seeing if there's a funnier way. Bottled Flame is here. Not interested in putting any of my attacks in my opening hand in every fight. And I realize now I can just jump across that elite to my left there. But I would rather have a question mark. Because of Mind Bloom. Ends up being wrong. This time around it was just a hallway fight, which is definitely worse than an elite, so didn't yet again high roll with my question mark there. And once again doing the Panacea panic button thing is very funny. Got the Wraithform in place, so should be all good here. And notably, Burner is on the wrong number, so can actually be a bit tough here to get it all the way back around to 4 or 5 or whatever. Unless we get killed right now. Should have just drank that, by the way. May have had lethal here. But I'm full health, so I was just swagging a bit. No need to even drink it. Okay, the right one would have died, I think. No, it'd be at 9, actually. It wouldn't have been lethal with the flex pot anyway, so it doesn't matter after all. Actually, better to not use it because may be able to get more turns out of the fight, giving Burner a better number. Can get a bit awkward though with the poison getting removed from the Darklings. Just thinking about my next fights, what they could be. Could be Giant Head or Nemesis. Nemesis basically just as close to 6 as possible without being on 0, obviously, is pretty good. But Giant Head is a weird fight. You want it to be on 1, I guess. And therefore, doesn't really matter. And so now I see it's on 3. I could go a bit longer here, but could be actually a little bit weird to kill both of the side ones here with no poison baseline, and then the fight might end up lasting a bit longer than I signed up for, so just get out there. It's all good. And find Energy Potion, which seems better than Strength Pot, probably. 3 more attacks here. Predator is a fine card, of course, early on, but a bit expensive. Probably don't need that right now. And another shop is very sad. It's 2 question mark shops this act. Very strange. And I even considered it another question mark. But this time that seems a bit foolish. Just take the elite. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Of course. Really don't even need to play Wraithform yet. We might take 9, I believe, while it's weakened. But we'll heal that up. So I may play the Wraithform anyway. Current me would not do that. Doesn't particularly matter that much. Yeah, I feel pretty confident about the assertion that not playing Wraithform there is correct. Got rid of I got rid of Burst with Nightmare in my hand. That's very sad. Could have done some shenanigans here. Gonna Nightmare Catalyst again. I actually meant to keep Nightmare here. I kept Wraithform by accident. Plan was to keep Nightmare and then draw this next Wraithform coming up, but I accidentally got rid of the Nightmare instead. A bit of a whoops, to be sure, but this is fine. Just simply draw them again, and I have so many turns of intangible. accuracy is not in play, sadly. But we do have Envenom, giving us a lot of poison, and we are going to be killing with Nightmare Catalyst, so it doesn't matter. Probably would have kept Gamble in hindsight. Found the Nightmare. Found a Burst. I can burst the Nightmare on the Catalyst, keep the Concentrate and the Catalyst. Play a lot of Catalyst. It's not even upgraded Catalyst yet. It's gonna get even better. Probably only in Act 4 though. I don't think we're going to get an upgrade here. We have to get the red key, of course. But it'll get us through the Act 3 bosses, of course. Considering an outmaneuver. A little bit slow. We have double concentrate already. And can recall. So over an hour already going into the Act 3 bosses. That is incredibly unusual for me. Normally I'm about done here. I think of Violence just to get the attacks out of my deck. We have a very large deck. Girthy, in fact. And I use Liquid Memories. No, Distilled Chaos. That's the one. Playing the top 3 cards of my deck. And I hit Nightmare here, unfortunately, without anything really particularly good in my hand. So I use Alchemize. Get some more potions. And I didn't realize I actually had Burst Plus in play there, it seems. Is that upgraded Burst? Must have been. So I overdrew. How was that upgraded? That was very strange. It must not have been. Anyway, I overdrew 1 potion there. Lost a potion in the ether. And yeah, just probably gonna take some damage here. We can't get to the artifacts with Crippling Cloud. We could play it, but maybe better just play Envenom, perhaps. And we can gain our health back if we want. We have 3 Alchemizes coming up in our Toy Ornithopter. And some powers, of course. So I'm still just digging for Wally plants. I actually find Wraithworm anyway. So this worked out. I was very in tune with the fact that I can just keep digging, and my deck is pretty good. Wally plant's still in there. That is my hand next turn. Already have a Fumes in play, so maybe can skip this Fumes. I still played anyway. And probably gonna start digging for potions again. Considering getting Acro instead of Crippling Cloud. And Essence of Steel is nice. Pretty much lets us, as long as we have Wraithorn in play, we'll never take damage this fight. Or the whole fight. And with no Nightmare anymore, definitely interested in getting out rather quickly. So start putting our good powers in play and make sure we can actually do some damage here. Could not have gotten rid of that Daze. The only wrong card there, probably. Oops. Wraithworm was also wrong. I need to play that this turn. Pretty good damage there with our accuracy and venom shivs. Incredibly deadly. And that should be dead soon now. 2 turns. Time to start hitting Deca. Still a Wraith form in there, after all. My god, we are really invincible, huh? Considered pitching my hand, but I have Wraith form in my hand. But that's a lot of damage. Could actually get out next turn, but then Incense Burner is on 0. And that's no good. I think I spent too long thinking about this. It's obviously correct to not do damage here, I would say. Because doing damage involves playing Storm of Steel, which discards Wraith form, which is bad. And killing it sooner is also bad, because Incense Burner is not going to be on a good number. So after some consideration, I simply play Backflip. And gonna set it up to put Burner on 4. Could be Woke Bird, which the turn 1 is never too threatening. Can't be multi-hitting you. And the cultists aren't yet hitting you either. Probably 3 is the best number against cultists, but maybe not. 2, probably better on average. Yeah, looks pretty good, just to die in a few turns here. I gotta play this Wraith form yet again, of course. Now it's not hitting us. Can pass again. We have one more turn of intangible. Can pass again. And now it's on the good number. And it will die. Perfect. Incense Burner really increases the chance of winning if you are actually thinking about it. Really insane relic. And some good choices here. Panic Button's there again, but not interested in this case to waste a artifact charge on that. Hoping to find some good stuff. And Nature, no need for that. We're going to be doing the Catalyst thing to Time Meter to make sure it dies in 2 turns, so it doesn't heal from the split. Probably Wraithform Reflect, or Wraithform Gamble, if I had to guess. Try to find Welley plans. Just Wraith. I just gamble without even playing Wraithform. That's kind of wild. I should have played Wraithform. Drew the second Wraithform anyway. Rewarded, I suppose. But yeah, it's very cool. We can just keep mulliganing our hand until we find the few really, really good cards. And these unupgraded gambles are just absolutely cooking. It's crazy. I have Alchemize. Can fish for a new potion. And Explosive Pod is actually disgusting in a bad way. Not interested in that at this point in the run, so gonna look to get a new one hopefully in the shop or from the Act 4 Elite. One card left this turn. Can just play Wraithform again to get it out of the way. Could play Accuracy and keep Nightmare Wraithform. But we also like to keep the Concentrates, perhaps. I think it is correct to just play Wraithform. Play Accuracy though, it's fine. Also gets it out of my deck, so that's nice. And I do have Burst Nightmare, but I don't have Catalyst in my hand. And I would love to burst this Crippling Cloud, because gotta have some poison to start with for the Catalyst. then I can still keep Nightmare Wraithform. There's Wraithform again. Play one Wraithform, because I still want to keep Nightmare Wraithform, and I can't keep all three. Seems reasonable. And then Nightmare Catalyst. Keep the Wraithform and the Catalyst. And here's pretty interesting. We have 4 Catalysts. So we go 26, 52, 104, 204. And notably this would get it just below split health, I believe 237 health, but then it wouldn't have enough poison on it to die next turn after that necessarily. And that's a little bit awkward. But what you can do is play 3 Catalysts here and save 1. And that way, next turn we can get it up to 200 poison, which will then split, and then it should die. This unfortunately puts Burner on the wrong number, which could matter, but worth getting out of Time Eater comfortably if possible, of course. I would say. We will deal. Just find the Wraithform. Forehead. It is dead. Nothing more to do. I haven't think. I could actually aggro and try to draw powers if I haven't played them and heal for more, but I'm about to heal in Act 4 anyway. All good. Upgrade yet again. Catalyst, of course. Going up here. Very nice. And sadly can't buy this Clockwork souvenir. But there's a setup on sale, guys. Guess who has 3 copies of Wraithform and has 2 thumbs? This guy? Is that the meme? Anyway, definitely interested in clicking on Wraithform or Nightmare with setup and then calculated gamble my whole hand to draw for 0. That's very cool synergy there. And I'm on a bit of a setup kick lately. A card I used to absolutely hate under all circumstances is now getting clicked on in Act 4 shop by me. That's really quite a bit of growth, character development from yours truly. I wouldn't have even seen it in the past. And we did find our Wraithform after all, so that's good. And happened to draw Nightmare Catalyst here. We have Woolly Plains anyway, so could have found either one without the other and been fine. But now just going to be trying to apply some poison, and then play the Catalyst, of course. First, a Bouncing Flask to apply some poison in the first place. 3 hits on the right one is really good, of course. Would love to kill that. And Catalyst plus absolutely cooking. So much damage. Actually could have considered hitting the left one there. With the last Catalyst, letting the right one die over 2 turns might have been possible to get out on this turn. If I did so. It would be at 75 poison this turn, and I've taken 25 last turn, so maybe not lethal actually. But something to consider, as getting out this turn would have been good, because Burner is already on the perfect number. Now we're going to have to wait for Burner to come all the way back around. Really interested in having it on 4 against the heart to make sure that the huge 67 on turn 2 is definitely getting dealt with. Don't want to take any risks there. So we'll just wait around a bit here, make sure we get our Burner to the right number yet again. And can even alchemize for a new potion here. Should be good. I probably don't even keep it, to be honest. I'm pretty sure I play later. There'll be time yet. So yeah, play Bouncing Flask now to set it up. Get it at least have a chance of dying in 4 turns. And now we can play Catalyst Plus to accelerate it as much as we want. A nice little balance you can hit with the amount of poison you're doing to make sure it kills at the right time. And so now if we play it this turn, then next turn it'll die, which is good. Can still just play it next turn also. Do I remember the Alchemize? I do, it looks like. Yeah, start drawing frantically to find it. I have a lot of draw, it seems. That's good. And second artifact pot, not bad at all. Absolutely. So we don't really care about blocking the hearts debuffs because if we're vulnerable or frailed, who cares? We're in Wraith form. And we did find a Snecko Skull as well, which will make our poison... Every time we apply poison, we apply 1 more poison. Pretty good with Fumes and Bouncing Flask. Very cool. And Envenom. But we're not playing that many attacks anymore. So an interesting turn 1. Could consider Artifact Potion Wraith form right off the bat. But we are interested in getting as many turns out of Wraith form as possible, and this turn it's definitely not hitting us. So that's a waste of a turn. So I draw with Acro after playing my free block there. Found a well-laid plan, so now we can comfortably save the Wraith form for next turn. Alchemize can come back later if we need it. We'll play the artifacts before the Wraith forms. So it could be hitting for 3 times 15 or 67. Of course, gonna play a Wraith form. And consider playing Crippling Cloud, but actually get the double Fumes in play first. It's going to be more poison overall. Catalyst already here. Void is here as well. Finally playing cards with my med kit that I bought for some reason. And 17 poison with a Catalyst Plus and a Burst in my hand. That's already plenty. Should be in the 150s, maybe 60s in fact. 157. Pretty good. And that's plenty of damage to nearly meet the 200 damage a turn quota for the heart. So this was actually what's sad. What I should have done was set up on one of the Wraith forms, play the other Wraith form, keep the Nightmare, and then Nightmare the 0-cost Wraith form, and then play 3 0-cost Wraith forms. But I didn't do that. And it doesn't matter at all, of course. I'm disrespecting the heart at this point. I could play both Wraith forms and pass, and win at this point, but I'm having a bit of fun, it seems. You have to forgive me. Could burst setup. Could have bursted setup. For the first time of my life. Anyway, it is dead in 2 turns. Could have burst Alchemize here for fun as well, but I'm apparently no longer interested in having fun. So we did it. We turned our brain on that run, and despite still a few definitely pretty big mistakes, overall had the right idea, played pretty well, didn't do anything actively run losing. and made it through with the sheer power of using our noggin. Definitely enjoyed playing that one. Always love Wraithform Catalyst stuff. It always feels great. If you're still here, have you not subbed? Have you not liked the video? Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And as always, have a beautiful day.